Have you guys ever had a game where if you're putting it in, you're like, boy, this is going to be extremely goddamn fun. But conversely, on the other flip side of that coin, you're going to be like, oh, man, this is going to fucking suck. Well, Berserk definitely does have that in spades for the Muso game. I may regret this, but it's gotta be done considering the story it is. Alright, hey, what's up guys? Bob here. Welcome to a new Let's Play, the final conclusion of the Berserk Let's Play trilogy of mine. Started with Sword of Berserk on the Dreamcast, followed by Berserk Millennium Falcon chapter on the PS2. Now wrapping up with Berserk and the Band of the Hawk on PS4. Yeah, we kind of jumped a little bit. So that's a sort of misnomer. In truth, this game actually did come out on the PS3 in Japan only. And also, get this, the Vita. I did not know about this fact until I was doing some research. In fact, actually, if I were to go up to my trophies right now, I think I just recently discovered this actually. I legit had no fucking clue. Yeah, Berserk and the Band of Hawk, a game that already has frame rate issues on the PS4, on the Vita. Show of hands, how many of you guys actually know what the Vita is? Or have ever had one? I had one, the screen died on me, and then Brandon had one, and the screen died on him too. It was, pretty dreadful console. It was absolutely no PSP. Oh man, that's what happens when you decide to be a bitch and don't have actual generic SD cards for your storage. So anyway, that's enough about ragging on Sony. So with Sword of the... No, it's not that. About Berserk and the Band of the Hawk. By the way, from now on, actually wait, this sounds hilarious because, like I've been explaining with the Berserk PS2 game, recently it's been found out, or kind of like retroactively learned about that. Hey, the part about Hawk that is both referred to for Griffith and the name of the band itself, yeah, it's supposed to mean Falcon, not Hawk. So this is supposed to be Berserk and the Band of the Falcon, because that's actually what it is. Because it's an obvious giant play on, you know, the Millennium Hawk arc. That's supposed to be Millennium Falcon because it literally makes sense. Like, that's the entirety of that arc for Berserk is just a Star Wars references. Miura makes me crack up sometimes, and he's also a very weird creature at the same time. You know, whenever he exists among our corporeal world when not delaying chapters for months on end. Anyway, first of all, yes, I am fully caught up on Berserk now. It has been a couple months since I finished reading chapters, so going through this game, I'm going to be a little bit rusty in places. But luckily, that's why I'm taking gaps between each of these recording sessions so I can catch myself up, and everything should be good. So anyway, I'm not referring to this game as Berserk and Band of Hawk anymore. It's just going to be Berserk Muso, because that's pretty much what it's called in Japan. And it's a much easier title than Berserk and the Band of the Falcon. This game is a bit notorious among the Dynasty Wars community. On the one hand, it uses pretty much One Piece Power Warriors 3's... Do I have that game out in here anymore? No, I don't. Can't show the cover. But yeah, this pretty much uses Power Warriors 3's engine. This game was released in 2017, by the way. Same control scheme as Power Warriors 3, where, you know, you have the base ground attacks, you have dodging, etc. Essentially, your feet are hard planted on the ground, so it's not this. Oh god, I'm not sure if this is going to go up before or after Brandon and I started doing Power Warriors 4. That'll be interesting to find out. But it comes with a lot of baggage, unfortunately. So it covers a story from the beginning of the Golden Age arc all the way up to the boat. But there's a lot missing and a lot that it actually includes that the movies didn't cover. So, as well as the anime itself. That's really weird. Wild is in this game. Wild has never been animated at all. And frankly, considering his subject matter, I can't say I'm too shocked. Anyway, let's go ahead and fire this boy up, and we'll have a bit more of an intro. By the way, yes, this is the cover screen. We're already showing Casca's tits. Yeah, quick disclaimer. 1, a fantastic amount of blood, obviously. 2, this game is very much riding, like, it's riding the very fine razor's edge of having sex and nudity in a video game, but it doesn't. So as a result, posted this on YouTube, it's extremely risky. Frankly, I was debating of even doing this game. I'm going to be completely honest, because 1, it's immensely long. Like, I'm not going to lie, this might be the longest Let's Play I've ever done. There's a non-zero chance of that, but there are still full Let's Plays and playthroughs of this game on YouTube still, back from when it launched, and they've never been touched once. Hell, there's even one video of the entire game with movies and all, so I'm like, alright, whatever. I mean, on the one hand, now I am actually getting money from YouTube, so I have something to lose, but not enough that I care. Anyway, intro, I guess. Okay, I'll be completely honest, I haven't actually seen a full intro in a good while. That intro makes me nut. Holy crap, that was good. Right. The unfortunate thing, though, is that that intro might be the most amount of effort that's ever gone into this game. That is a very depressing thought. So, well, actually, one thing I do want to mention for the people who've been following me for a long time, yes, you might be noticing a distinct absence of a certain guy that's usually with me for a Warriors game. No, this game is the very first Warriors game I'm ever going to do solo. Hopefully the only one, because it admittedly is going to be kind of challenging to maintain an entire conversation going through Warriors levels, because they could be like 5 to 10 minutes long depending on what's happening. So yeah, this would be certainly a bit interesting. But aside from that, you might be noticing something weird. This game doesn't have a lot of stuff, does it? Yep, I said that way too fast. Yeah, so essentially you have a story mode and a free mode. Do not let this fool you. They are literally the exact same thing. God, I'm already finding the indigestion. Hope that's not a sign of anything. So yeah, story mode is essentially you play through the entire story mode, you know, from Golden Age to essentially midway through the Millennium Falcon arc, you know, when they get on board the Seahorse, but they leave out a ton of stuff, you know, go figure. Free mode is essentially you do that, but you can play whatever character you want. So, kinda nice, but not a huge improvement. Endless Eclipse is hell. Okay, alright. Endless Eclipse is a weird way of Omega Force trying to create their own, I guess their own Bloody Palace from Devil May Cry, if you're familiar with that. Essentially a gauntlet mode where you can go through. You know what, actually I could just show this off really fast. I'm not gonna go through it, obviously. I'm not that fucking insane. But yeah, no, you can essentially like, it's 100 floors deep, or 101, I guess? I don't know. There might be more. I haven't actually sat down and played through more of it yet. But yeah, you can go down to level 100. I'm not sure actually what happens when we get to level 100. It's supposed to be just like 100 floors. Because when you get down to the bottom, you fight Femto. Got me. But yeah, that's enough of that. You have a gallery, you have options, and that's it. There was no cool stuff from like Attack on Titan Muso, where there's like a bonus hell mode, or there's like new additional missions that were added in DLC, like for Attack on Titan 2. There's none of that shit. It's just this game. And furthermore, you might have noticed when I clicked on Endless Eclipse. Huh, yeah, doesn't this seem a little shallow in the character count? Okay. I'm gonna give you guys a second to spot it. Tell me when you see it. Okay, time's up. So you see that little like scale down there next to Shirake over there? Okay. Yeah. This game has a grand total of 8 fucking characters. 8. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, surely they've gotten some of the major hits of this game, right? Okay, here's the thing about that. There's no Skull Knight. Weird. There's no Grunbelt. There's barely a playable Zod. I know, strange. There's a lot, and I mean a fucking lot, of characters they could have added to this game, but were not. We have Guts, Griffith, Casca. At least we have the major hits. We have Judao, which is weird. I mean, he was a cool boy in the Band of the Hawk, and he died way too soon, but I'm not sure if I'd include him as a playable character. Serpico, yeah. Shirke, okay. Zod and Wild. Literally only two apostles playable in the entire game. Granted, Zod's is probably the one you want to get the most, but Wild? The weird fucker with like the raw sunken in eyes who was never animated, period. Alright, sure, why not? The good thing though, however, is that to compensate for a lack of, character variety, is the fact that each of these characters has a lot of beef to them. Like, for example, Guts here has like 12 trillion costumes you could choose from, and yes, some of them do change his moveset, by the way. For example, Band of the Hawk does not play like Berserker Armor, Beast of Darkness obviously plays independently, so on and so forth. It's like that. I had to work for this one, by the way. Oh god. Details on that later. Zod's really fun. He also changes completely depending if you play him base form or you transform into his apostle form. Etc. Can I show him off? No, okay, I can't show off the crazy batshit eyes. Good, got it. Probably for the best. Okay, so now with all that out of the way, let's now go ahead and tackle story mode. I'm going to play specifically story mode. However, I will mix things up for like some of the filler missions, depending if things get boring, I guess. Okay, I will admit that it does have like these weird ass like hard mode events you can go tackle if you want to. I've barely touched these. There's not much incentive to do so it's whatever. But no, we're gonna tackle this from the ground up with Guts, and I'm only going to allow myself to legally defeat characters if it presents me the option to do so. As you can see, yeah. All right. All that bullshit out of the way, let's go ahead and start this off. But you might be noticing that some of these have like this brand of sacrifice insignia next to them, and some of them don't. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first game that's being on the channel. That's a Warriors game, and it's being played on the highest difficulty. I'm not even kidding about that. I'm playing this entire game for you today on Berserk difficulty. I think I'm the first channel on the entire of YouTube to actually do that. To do a full entire Let's Play of this game, or a full entire playthrough actually, on Berserk. Yeah, this will be fun. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. And as a bonus challenge, I'm going to play default. Depending. So, the quick thing to add onto that, some of these missions are just blatant filler. Like, some of these that are taking place during, like, that fox hunt where Griffith gets closer to Princess Charlotte. Some of them are literally not supposed to be, like, have fights attached to them, but they still do. So those I'll be breaking out, like, some other characters for. Like, I want to show off Zod at least once. Wild is weird, maybe I'll show him. But no, for the most part, most of the characters in this game are usable at least once. Like, for example, down here you can use Serpico, down here you can use Shirke. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. But it's mostly gonna be Guts. But luckily I know a lot about Guts. Guts, in my opinion, is the single best sword user in any Warriors game, period. Okay, great sword user. Not the best sword user, period. He's not fucking Fujitoro in Power Warriors 3, but he's alright. You got awesome advice for recording. Don't drink Coke. Like, Coke is super syrupy and just gets in your throat and fucks you up. Try to drink water or Mountain Dew if you can. Or Sprite. Sprite is also really good in that department. Alright. Beginning. Oh. Alright, starting from the beginning. And we're gonna go start from where the very reason I do want to tackle this game. This game is the only video game that tells the entire story of Berserk from starting to end. I'm not even kidding about that. Millennium Falcon PS2 kind of told like a good portion from like at the end of the Tower Conviction arc up until, Guts gets a Berserker armor. It does pretty well in that regard, but this game tells the entire story from beginning to end. Also, yes, to go along with the fact that I am playing on the highest difficulty consistently, yeah, that's some pretty broken things. As it turns out, Bob here has been playing this game for quite a while. Alright, I'm going to start tackling my sub after we finish the first mission, so I can just show you guys what the general gameplay for this game is like, before we get, you know, too deep into it. But yeah, break out your red baylets, because we are going to have some fun today. So yeah, as you can clearly see, yeah, this is literally just Pirate Warriors 4. Guts, of course, starting from the very beginning of his appearance from, if you want to go to trilogy movies, you can, / his first appearance in the anime, because the manga actually begins with showing Guts from, like, his actual, like, early formative years. Like, from when he was an actual kid with Gambino. And, you know, the fun shit with... What's his name? I need to Google his name. Fuck, Donovan, that was his name. Oh, that's scary, man. Anyway, I completely forgot the reason I was actually looking up his name to begin with. Fuck. But yeah, oh yeah, that's right. The whole backstory. Also, a quick note, actually. This game is so excessively bloody. I actually think in the game setting somewhere you can actually turn off the blood. This game is very graphic. Like, you can see these trails of blood going everywhere. Soldiers actually being cleaved in half. This might actually be the bloodiest Warriors game I've ever seen in my entire life, and I respect it for that, but boy, Tecmo Koei definitely took a risk with making this game, because there's little chance that a lot of people will be able to cover this game who normally do like Warriors games and or try to appeal to like a broad market. It was definitely brave of them to try to do this game. Did it work? I don't know how well the game sold. It sold okay enough, I think, but it's not like getting a sequel anytime soon. As far as I know, the game was pretty, like, panned by critics a lot of the time because, you know, 8 playable fucking characters. And one other special thing I will mention in, like, probably 2 minutes. Anyway, some for my sub-weapons, I've actually got something equipped called Good Luck Dice. This actually raises up the amount of money back you can get from killing enemies. Yeah, the guy just exploded. It's pretty good. This game is so weird. Like, on the one hand, it's technically impressive for a Warriors game on the PS4, but on the other hand, it's like, Jesus, we could have done so much better with this shit. But I will just allow you guys to suck in the gore explosion noises that happens when you kill someone while under awakening. Yeah, this makes me unreasonably erect too. It's pretty good. In fact, this, in my weird opinion, might be actually my favorite part of this game. It's just the raw sound design, on top of the fact that it is obviously just, you know, Pirate Warriors 3, but with a fresh coat of paint and an item system. That's like pretty much it. Not even kidding about that. Also, yes, obviously I have all the moves on Guts and most of the rest of the crew. It's one of those games where you do have traditional leveling up. You don't have to like invest money to increase characters' levels. Thank you, Pirate Warriors 4. You're a real fucking pal sometimes. It's strange to think that right now there's probably going to be a lot of Dynasty Warriors content going into my YouTube channel, because between this and obviously Pirate Warriors 4, yeah, obviously Brad and I are tackling Pirate Warriors 4 next because it's very, it's interesting and worth talking about, and obviously the fact that our other series is going to be another Warriors game, so go figure. Alright, let me just take care of these. Actually, I'll also show this. I mean, this is essentially just a Muso attack / a super attack, but I don't remember what the hell it's called in this game offhand. Does it actually have a name? I wonder about that. Basic actions. Death Blow, that was it. It's called a Death Blow gauge. Anyway, yeah, I'll get into more specifics about the game as we go forward. There's 1.5 million things to talk about with this game, and frankly, even with the raw amount of time I have, I gotta be careful how I space things out, otherwise I'm gonna make everyone bored. Oh yeah, it's a little catapult. Pretty sure this is one of my next target, right? Yeah, it definitely is. I am so far ahead of this game right now, holy fuck. I am playing on highest difficulty, by the way. I am still playing on Berserk, I'm pretty damn sure. Otherwise, all these enemies would be getting killed in one hit. Ooh, okay. Dudes are just straight up leaping at me now, okay. Okay, this should work though. Alright, check this out. Rear hitboxes. That is not really taking effect. Cancel into Awakening. There we go. Or it's not called Awakening, it's called Frenzy this game. You know, semantics, whatever. And let's go ahead and chop down a few more. Yeah, in a long game, you're gonna want to use good luck dice to just keep your money up, and yep, for obviously good reason, because you need it for synthesizing. Oh god, synthesizing is a big part of this goddamn game inadvertently because of the shop system. That should be about it for that. I think the gates to the inside to take on Big Dick Bazooka are about to open up, actually. Well, I guess to quickly explain story, there is actually some lore that builds up the reason for this part of the story. So the movies don't really cover this. Oh god, it's happening. Hey, Bob, why are we watching a clip from the Berserk trilogy movies? Well, boys and girls, it turns out, in a weird marketing choice slash budget cutting choice, Tecmo Koei decided to include, and I kid you not, according to the Berserk wiki, but I can absolutely believe this, 120 minutes of clips from the Berserk movies. 120. And it's not like the copyright hasn't run out for these movies or anything. They're still obviously active. I think this by itself might have actually been the single biggest death blow to this game, because of the fact that, you know, showing movie clips in a video game, that's bad for, especially for YouTube. So that's like the big reason I was even debating on playing this game for YouTube, honestly. But there is still a bunch of Let's Plays of this game that still exists to this very day. Team 4 Star still has theirs up. I think PS3 60HC2 still has his up as well. So it's not the biggest thing in the world. If I don't get like a few bucks for this game, it's fucking whatever. Probably because Naruto gets me way more money anyway, but you know what, whatever, that's besides the point. I'm actually kidding about that. I'll be lucky to see $100 from YouTube like every couple of months. So it's not even that big a deal, really. But yeah, cutscenes for the movie are immediately a big problem factor because, you know, the whole takedown system from YouTube, automated bots. Obviously the bots themselves don't take the stuff down, they just get detected. It's really more on like the company itself that takes the shit down. But that being said though, the company that has like, that gets pinged for the footage seems to be really chill and not really care too much. So, got me on that one. Anyway, moving on to the area Big Dick Bazooka. A little more further context, Guts as a child was literally just a wandering soldier. He was taught by his adopted father, Gambino, that, yeah, mercenary life is all we know. It's easy work considering that Shooter was in 100 years war. So there was always like a demand for that kind of line of work, as well as good soldiers in general. Because, you know, in this world, everyone's a fucking knight pretty much. So yeah, the whole thing about the world Berserk being shit, it was, even in the very beginning, before, you know, abstract bullshit started happening with like Kleepoth or anything, it was still pretty bad. There was always wars, pillaging, rapings, muggings. Everything was essentially going on between, you know, Midland and Tudor, which is actually pronounced Tudor, but apparently Dark Horse calls it Tudor. I'm gonna call it Tudor because, well, calling it a Tudor Empire is kind of dumb. I don't know. Plus, I don't like it, giving King Henry VIII more credit than he deserves. That's just me anyway. God, this whole exchange. You will literally always see this pretty much in Berserk media because it's the second episode of the 97 anime, and it's like the first 10 minutes of the Berserk movie, the first one. So there's usually a chance you'll always see this. Oh, also, sometimes the Berserk and Golden Age trilogy movies will make appearances on Netflix, so if you want an easy way to access those, it's generally not there. Although with the recent merging of Aniplex and Funimation under Sony's banner, there's a chance that you might be able to find Berserk movies on the Funimation app. Maybe. There's a chance of that, but don't quote me on that.